Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we are going to be playing in the big one, the national championship against undefeated UCLA. And then after the game, we're going to get into the off season and set up our next season for the Peteytown Piranhas. Just doing a little scouting of UCLA before we jump in. Their best player is halfback Cam Natty, and he's a 93 overall with boost from Tactician, and he's got 90 speed and 91 acceleration. And then right below him is wide receiver Emmett Marshall, a true 92 overall, and he's got 96 speed and 95 excel and 96 agility, so he's going to be very tough to stop. And then, of course, below that, they have their quarterback, Deontay Bussing, who's a 91 true overall, 92 with the boost, and he's got a little bit of speed, and let's see if we can find out any of his passing stats. So, moving over here, he's got 96 throw power, 95 short accuracy, 92 medium, and 84 deep, so he's really got a lot of skills you look for, and he can throw on the run and throw under pressure, so just a really good overall QB, and he's a senior, so that's always going to be tough to contend with. And just going back here, they got another running back right behind their main guy, Sateki Boozer, who's got 99 speed and acceleration, so kind of hoping we don't see him, and he's a contact seeker, so that's a tough build to go after, but those are their main guys we're looking at, and hopefully we can contain them. So here's the big one. We do have the slight team overall advantage at 91 to their 88, but really can't mess with an undefeated season for them, but we're also fighting for that. So whoever gets this win is going to finish off a perfect season, and I'm hoping that's going to be us. So here's our stats, pretty evenly matched as the other teams before us. They really average a lot more yards than we do, and we pass the ball a lot more than they do. So let's see how these teams match up in this one. And UCLA is going to start with a play action, and they get it out to their man who's open, and he's streaking down the field to get it to the 40-yard line. So that's a big start to the game for the Bruins as they got their new set of downs. And they are going to open it with a pass, and he's dancing around, and he's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by the Piranhas. Eric Gooden making the play there. He's just adding to his interception totals on the season. I think that puts him at 10 or maybe over 10 at this point, but just an absolute lurker in there in the middle of our defense, and he's going to set up our offense very nicely, and getting that pick against such a talented quarterback is a very good sign for our Peteytown Piranhas. So here come Nate Myers and the boys on offense. Nate Myers is going to drop back to throw. He's looking. They've got a spy on him. He's going to throw off his back foot and hit his man for the first down for Justice Vandermeed. Up the middle, Chuck Knoll coming off that big game in the last game, and he's going to get it 7 yards. Empty formation here. Nate Myers is going to take it up the middle and get a nice chunk of yards and slide down safely. High formation now, but UCLA is countering with a heavy look on the line. We're going to try running against it anyway, and it's going to be almost into the end zone, but still a successful run there. From the inch line, the Piranhas are setting up, trying to get this ball into the end zone. We're going to throw the bubble screen, and it's going to work out as Justice Vandermeed is going to put us on the board first in this national championship, and it's all thanks to Eric Gooden making the interception on defense, and our offense took care of the rest, and we're going to go up 7-0. After our touchdown, UCLA is forced off the field on a 3-and-out, so our offense is here. Nate Myers throwing a strike, but he threw it into what looked like double coverage or something, but their man is going to jump the route, and UCLA's got some of that momentum back after we took it early, and they're going to set up their offense very nicely. Play action for UCLA, and they're going to hit their man over the middle for the first down, and they're already in our territory after that interception. Dropping back to pass again, and it is going to be intercepted by the Piranhas right back. Gio Arma, who's just lately been really good on those interceptions. He's going to get himself another one, and we can also thank our defensive line for getting some pressure in their quarterback's face, and Gio Arma is going to make the play. These two teams so far are trading interceptions, and the Piranhas are back on offense after their own. Nate Myers is looking. He's going to throw a deep ball, and it's going to be intercepted again. And this time it's a safety, it looks like, for UCLA, just jumping right in front of that, trying to hit a deep ball, but their safety was playing center field nicely, and UCLA is just going to take it right back. So after that interception, UCLA is on a 3rd down and 10 here inside the 35-yard line. He's dropping back, throwing over the middle, and this time he's going to connect with his own man for the 1st down. Handoff up the middle, and he's got just enough for the 1st down. Inside our 10-yard line, UCLA's got a 3rd down and 7 situation. They're going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw it over the middle, and they just went right under our defender, and they're going to score the touchdown to tie up this game. So after his 2nd early interception, the Piranhas are on a 3rd down and 6. Nate Myers throwing it quickly. Alex Payne going to make the catch and get it across the sticks. Sending a blitz is UCLA. Nate Myers is going to throw a deep ball, and it is caught nicely there. Nice job by Sam Miles to haul that one in. Looked like UCLA's DB might have made a play on that one, but Sam Miles just kept his concentration and made the catch. Myers is going to step into one, and he's going to throw it to Sam Miles, who breaks away from their defense and has got it just outside of the 10-yard line. After that nice play from Sam Miles, we're here on a 3rd down and 8. Nate Myers is going to take the snap. Look and see what he's got. He's got Alex Payne wide open in the middle of the defense, and Alex Payne is going to get himself into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to take the touchdown lead back against UCLA. UCLA over the middle. They're going to get away from our defense and get it across the 40-yard line. Over the middle, it's tipped around, and it's going to be intercepted again by the Peteytown Piranhas defense, and it is going to be, looks like Zach McGarrigle being there. So he was just in the right place at the right time as that ball got just deflected in between 2 UCLA players, and Zach McGarrigle is going to pick off this quarterback for the 3rd time in this game. 3rd down and 12 for the Piranhas, just looking to get something on the board here after the interception. Myers is going to throw a deep ball, and it's going to be in the end zone for Nick Cummins, but it is coming back on a flag. So just a very nice play by the Piranhas is going to be doomed by that holding call. Holding penalty pushes us back to 3rd down and 22, just looking for some forward momentum here to put it back in field goal range. It's going to be a little motion for Chuck Noel to the other side. Nate Myers is looking. He's going to fire it short for Alex Payne, and let's see what Petey Previtt decides. It is going to be a field goal attempt for Manuel Amador here, and he is going to put the kick up, and it is through. So after the interception, we're going to put a field goal in. Could have been a lot more for the Piranhas, but unfortunately a penalty is going to hold us back, and we will take the 10-point lead against UCLA. So after turning that interception into a field goal for us, UCLA is on a 3rd down and 3, and they're going to fire it short, and their man is open for the 1st down. 3rd down and 8 now for UCLA, dropping back. We're going to send some pressure, and they're going to get around it nicely, and they're going to get the 1st down. Handoff, and UCLA's running back's got a lot of space, and he is dangerous out there, and he's going to get the big gain. There's a screen set up now. They're going to get the lane for their running back. He spins away from some other guys, and he's going to get a nice chunk. 3rd down and 1, probably a QB sneak here for UCLA, and it will be for the 1st down. And it's a read option, just beautifully executed by their quarterback, and he is going to walk himself into the end zone, and UCLA is going to get those points back. and it's going to be a 17-14 game. After UCLA scored their touchdown, they got us off the field on a 3-and-out, and we're sending a blitz here, and he's going to get hit hard behind the line by Byron Leon. Byron Leon helps make it a 3rd down and 16 for UCLA. And Deontay is just going to hand it off to his running back, and we are all over it to bring him down. UCLA stopped our offense cold, and now they're out here trying to put something up before the half. But we are going to get the interception with Maurice Joy, and he's going to put us in scoring position before the end of this half. And another interception, the 4th of the first half for UCLA's quarterback, Deontay Bussing, and we are going to take over in prime position. Myers has a clean pocket to step up into, and he delivers a strike out of it for a nice gain. We take the timeout with 27 seconds left in the half. Myers is going to throw, and he is going to get a nice ball to Nick Cummins, and he almost gets himself into the end zone. We're going to set up Manuel Amador in a very nice position to kick this field goal, and he is going to knock it through confidently. And the Peteytown Piranhas are going to use 4 interceptions in the first half to take a 20-14 lead over UCLA. Our offense started the second half with the ball, but they got off the field quickly on a 3-and-out, and they are throwing it over the middle of the field for the 1st down. Their running back is going to find the lane, and he's going to get a nice chunk play of a 1st down. On the next set of downs, it's a 3rd down and 8 for UCLA. And they are going to drop back with Deontay Bussing. And Jake Arkin just comes screaming in there for the sack. And that's going to force UCLA to punt the ball away. 3rd down and 9 for the Piranhas. Myers dropping back. They're not bringing any blitz. Myers throwing, and he's got a wide open man, and that's going to be our big guy. Who is that? That's looks like Trevor Rotto, our 3rd tight end, who has to be out there because we got some injuries at receiver. So 2 tight ends come out there in heavy wide receiver looks, but he's going to get us a big play to get it into their territory. And here's going to be a run by, looks like Trevor Rotto, so he's just all over the field right now. 3rd down and 4 for the Piranhas. Nate Myers is going to send Nick Cummins in motion to the other side, and he's going to drop back to throw, and he's going to hit our man over the middle, but not enough for the 1st down. Petey Previtt decides to go for it here on this spot on the field, and it's going to be Nate Myers throwing. He's going to try a deep ball. It's going to be contested, and it's going to be knocked down, so UCLA is going to turn us over on downs. Here's play action. UCLA is going to try a deep ball, but it doesn't get very far, and there's going to be a flag as they're going to call Daryl Hollis for interference. And I think that's kind of some BS, but I guess I'm not the referee. After the penalty, UCLA is going to try a play action and throw it over top of our defense to get it inside the 30-yard line. And UCLA's trying to pass. He's bouncing off our defenders, and he's going to get the 1st down. And they're going to do a pop pass, and UCLA is going to get the touchdown, and they are going to take the lead. So you're thinking about it, back to the first half, you get 4 interceptions off their quarterback. You might be a little concerned that you're only up 6 after all those interceptions, and UCLA is going to take advantage of that fact and take the lead here in the second half. Our offense comes out here facing a deficit now of 1 point, and we're going to start with Chuck Noel, and he's going to get through a crease there, and he's going to get a nice chunk play to start this drive. Chuck Noel's going to get this carry, and he's got plenty for the 1st down as he gets a nice push from the O-line. Starting the 4th quarter on a 2nd down and 9 from the 50-yard line, Nate Myers is looking. He's going to toss it underneath for our receiver, and he's going to skip his way to the 1st down. That's going to be Nick Rabe. Here's Chuck Noel on the carry. He's got plenty of room to get through there. Nice hole made by the offensive line. 3rd down and 5 for the Peteytown Piranhas. And it's going to be handed off to Chuck Noel, and he's absolutely stuffed by UCLA. Manuel Amador is going to come out here for the field goal attempt. He's going to put it up, and it is through. So the Peteytown Piranhas are going to retake the lead. It's going to be 23-21, but got to be careful. They can still take back that lead with a field goal of their own. UCLA trying to respond after our field goal, but they're on a third down here from the 20-yard line. Dropping back to throw. He's going to throw it, and it is going to be incomplete on a nice play by Zach McGarrigle. Here comes our offense after the stop on defense. And Nate Myers is going to throw, and he's going to throw an interception. He was trying to get it to Alex Payne, but their man just absolutely jumped that route in what looked like a just insane acceleration from him. And UCLA is going to put themselves right into scoring position. From the 39-yard line after that interception, just an insane amount of turnovers in this game. They're going to try a deep ball, and it's knocked away, and it's intercepted right back. What a fantastic play. Oh my goodness, our man back there, I can't really tell who it is. I think that's Quincy Jones back there. Unbelievable play. Just tipped away by our corner right into the hands of our man, and that is going to be, yes, Quincy Jones, this backup strong safety out there, and he just makes the biggest play of the game so far, Gio Arma knocking it away. Unfortunately, after that huge interception by the defense, our offense couldn't do anything, so UCLA is back out here, and their running back is juking away from us and getting it across the 50-yard line. Here's a run to the outside, and he's chased down from behind nicely. UCLA setting up a screen pass for their man, but the big guy, DeAndre Hepburn, getting out there to make the stop. They're down in 17 now, about 4.5 minutes left in this game. UCLA dropping back. He's dropping back even further, and he's going to go down thanks to Byron Leon making a huge sack on that play. Just Deontay trying to make a play there, but he just ran straight backwards, and Byron Leon used his speed to chase him down. Our offense couldn't do anything yet again after a big defensive stop, so our defense is out here trying to make something happen, but we run into each other, and they're going to get a big gain on this one, and we're finally going to bring them down inside of our 30-yard line. So just some unfortunate stuff right there in coverage as they get around us. And Deontay Bussing makes the pass there. 2 minutes left in this game now. They're inside our 30-yard line, and they're just going to fake the handoff and throw it, and we're going to tackle them after 6 yards. Motion over to the right for UCLA. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to get just enough for the first down, and we're using timeouts now. Another handoff, and this time he can't get anywhere. Apparently he didn't get the first down, I guess. Apparently he did not get the first down like I thought he did, but it's going to be a field goal attempt here on 4th down. They're going to put up the kick, and it is through. So UCLA is going to take that 1-point lead, and now we're just going to need a drive to deliver us a national championship. All on the line for this drive. We just need a field goal with 1:15 left and 1 timeout. Nate Myers dropping back. He's going to fire, but it's going to be incomplete. Nate Myers dropping back out of an empty formation. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be caught for a first down. What a great grab. Nate Myers throwing, and it's going to be Nick Cummins splitting through for a 9-yard gain. After a spike, we're here on 3rd down and 1 with a bunch to the right of this formation. Nate Myers is going to drop back. He's going to try a deep ball on the corner route. It's going to be caught by Alex Payne. What a big play for the Piranhas, putting us right there in field goal range. Spiking it on 1st down. We're here on 2nd down and 10. Nate Myers in the empty formation. He's dropping back, just going to throw it short, and it's going to be caught. 3rd down and 7 here for the Piranhas. 2 backs with Nate. He's going to drop back. It's going to be thrown into the air, and it's going to be intercepted. No way. They get the pressure in on Nate Myers. They hit him. It just floats up into the air, and UCLA is going to get the interception. Are you serious right now? Are you actually serious right now? UCLA is going to kneel on it, And the UCLA Bruins are going to win the national championship off of that play. We're in field goal range, and we throw the interception and just throw the game away on that. That is just an insanely stupid way to lose a game. Oh my God. Second straight national championship game for the Piranhas. Just, this one ends in heartbreaking fashion. That should be our trophy, man. That really should just be our trophy. I can't believe it. A little bit of record-breaking news after that game, as Eric Gooden has set the single-season interceptions record for the Peteytown Piranhas. Looking at these numbers against UCLA, we had 337 yards to their 280, and we also had 83 yards rushing to their 55 yards and a touchdown. Passing-wise, we had 254 yards to their 225, while we were 5 of 14 on third down to their 5 of 11. Obviously, the main story in this game was 5 turnovers from their quarterback and 4 from our guy, Nate Myers. Just 9 turnovers in a national championship game is kind of wild. So here's Nate Myers. I just can't understand why we have so many interceptions from all of our quarterbacks in these big playoff games and the national championship, and it's just boggling my mind how this is always the case. But he finishes with 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and those 4 interceptions, none bigger. I mean, you can't really blame him for that one at the end of the game. He's getting hit, and just the animation and just the way it just unfolded there is completely unfortunate. The most disappointing way to lose, really. Chuck Noll had 15 carries for 66 yards. Sam Miles didn't get a lot of catches, but he had 2 catches for 58 yards, while Alex Payne had 8 for 55 and a touchdown. And then you scroll down, Justice Vandermeid had 4 catches, 19 yards, and a touchdown. Eric Gooden led the way on defense with 9 tackles. Jake Arkin and Byron Leon were making plays in the backfield with 1.5 sacks, while Thomas Caver had himself half a sack. And you just can't fault the defense for getting 5 interceptions in a game with Eric Gooden, Maurice Joy, Zach McGarrigle, Gio Arma, who also had a deflection on one to help Quincy Jones get his interception. And per usual, Manuel Amador was doing his thing with 3 field goals made and a long of 54. Petey Previtt did level up a little bit, and we are going to use those points on our offensive line here in Master Motivator, mostly so that we can get to this offensive linemen are less likely to transfer, because I think we have Raheem Pryor, who's in danger of maybe transferring. I don't want to lose him, so just putting the points in here for that. Here's your final season stats for the Peteytown Piranhas. Nate Myers finished with 4,514 yards, 39 touchdowns, and just pretty unsightly 26 interceptions. Almost did a little Jameis 30 for 30 there, but that's just the story of the season. I mean, we were able to win 15 games even with that, but just reared its ugly head in the national championship game. On the ground, Chuck Noll led the way with 172 carries, 943 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And shout out to Manu Ochi for 89 carries, 292 yards, and 7 touchdowns. And you also had Nate Myers contributing 5 rushing touchdowns. Receiving-wise, Sam Miles led us with 88 catches, 1,097 yards, and 10 touchdowns, while Alex Payne had 89 catches, 1,087 yards, and 12 touchdowns in his John Mackey Award-winning campaign. And then Nick Cummins was close to 1,000 yards with 76 catches, 931 yards, and 8 touchdowns. On defense, there's really no other way to put it. Eric Gooden was an absolute monster for us in the middle with 163 tackles and 23 tackles for a loss. And then joining him in the 100 tackle club was Gio Arma at 110 and Sean Leonhardt at 102. For sacks, Byron Leon led the way with 23, while DeAndre Hepburn had 18.5, and Jake Arkin got 17, and Thomas Caver got 14.5. For interceptions, Eric Gooden had 10, while Zach McGarrigle was behind him with 7, and Gio Arma and Daryl Hollis each got 6, and then Sean Leonhardt had 5. For defensive touchdowns, Eric Gooden and Zach McGarrigle each had 2, while Sean Leonhardt, George Emanuel, and Byron Leon each had 1. For pass deflections, you had Gio Arma with 12 and Eric Gooden with 11. Just Eric Gooden all over these stats on defense. Then forced fumbles, you had DeAndre Hepburn with 4 and Thomas Caver with 2, and then 1 each for Nick Kurtz and Quincy Jones. And then for fumble recoveries, you had Benjamin Levine with 2 and Byron Leon with 1. Somebody's going to have to explain to me how Manuel Amador did not win the Lou Groza Award. I got to imagine the guy who won it didn't miss a field goal all year, because our guy Manuel only missed 1 field goal the whole season, and he had a long of 59, so just incredible season from our guy. Wanted to throw some career stats out there, as Daryl Hollis is a senior and he finishes his career with 266 tackles, 16 for a loss, and he got himself to 10 interceptions. And then you scroll over here, he got 2 defensive touchdowns and 30 pass deflections. And also wanted to highlight him because he stayed with us his whole career, so very good job by Daryl Hollis, and hopefully we can get him into the pros. As for Jake Arkin, he's going to finish his career with us with 46.5 career sacks, while Byron Leon got 49.5, so just incredible production from them, and we're going to miss them both dearly. For players leaving, we just have James Bickley and Raheem Pryor considering the transfer portal, so we're going to see what happens with them. For James Bickley, he has decided to leave, so we'll see if we can get him in the transfer portal time. And then for Raheem Pryor, we are going to also fail on him, so we'll have to see if both of them have any interest in coming back to us. As far as guys graduating, we got Jake Westbrook here, who was a longtime starter for us at guard, and we're going to miss him. And Chuck Knoll was a transfer, but contributed very nicely with us in his year with us. And Mike Haslam is also going to leave, and hopefully he's just good enough to make it to the pros, but that might be a little bit of a tough sledding. And then Jake Arkin, we touched on his production throughout his career, going to miss him very, very much, as well as Daryl Hollis getting that career stats treatment, and Byron Leon as well. So 3 guys right there with some incredible production for us. And Sam Miles, another transfer receiver, we're going to miss. And David Alote, I mean, he stuck with us his whole career, even though he didn't really get the playing time that he wanted, but, you know, had that one game where we could wish things could have gone a little better for him, but just staying with us the whole time, we appreciate that loyalty. And then you get a look at some of the other guys who are leaving us due to graduation, and just some transfers mixed in with some guys who have been around for a little while. Manu Ochi, we're going to miss him a lot, even though he's only a 79, but he contributed to us with some threat out of the backfield and also gave us some explosive moments in the return game, so we'll miss that from him. And there's the rest of the guys, so we're going to say goodbye to this senior class who was part of 2 national championship runner-ups and just making some playoff noise and everything, so we'll miss these guys. So after putting some extra skill points into these guys, we were able to get 4 draftees for the Peteytown Piranhas. Jake Westbrook ended up going in the 4th round, while Jake Arkin went in the 6th. Then we had a couple of 7th rounders with Chuck Noel and Mike Haslam. A nice positive heading into next season is that we are now a 4-star program, and since we won the Big 12 Conference, we are going to be moving on to the ACC, but we'll take care of that later. So starting off this transfer portal period, James Bickley and Raheem Pryor still have us locked out, so couldn't really go after them yet. We'll see if that changes, but as of right now, it's not possible. But right now, for our board, Elijah Addison and Bruce Tolbert still have to commit, so hopefully with putting points into them, we're able to get them. And then looking at the transfers, we got Carlos Nestor here at left tackle. You can see he's a very good overall tackle, got a lot of abilities and some solid stats. And then we also have Cedric Stranad, who's got 99 speed and 98 acceleration, and that's all I needed to see to want to bring him on. And then you have these edges, Andre Bullitt with 91 speed, 93 acceleration. We can work on his moves, but just that raw athleticism is incredible. And then you have Antoine Root, who's got 89 speed and 92 acceleration and 91 power moves. So definitely want to add those two for our defense. And then at the other cornerback, you got Marquez Jones, 93 speed, 92 acceleration, and 97 change of direction, and fairly solid coverage. And then at receiver, you have David Meadows with 92 speed, 95 acceleration, and very good route running. And he's got that takeoff bronze, so we'd love to see that. And then John McKillop is a physical route runner with 88 speed, 91 excel, and also solid route running, and he's got the sure hands ability, which I really like. And then we got two centers on the board, seeing which one we can try to make stick, but Callum Jones just very, very solid across the board. And then Ian Bullock's also very solid with a lot of abilities, so if any of these guys can get convinced, that would be really good, but it's a bit of an uphill battle trying to get them because we're not on either of their boards initially, so might be a little bit of a long shot, but I still want to try anyway. And we are going to be bringing in 4-star free safety Bruce Tolbert. So for the second week, Carlos Nestor is in first place, but still got to fend off some teams with very good pipelines for him. But we do have his hard sell, and we are going to add this soft sell on there to just put some more influence on him. For Cedric Stranad, we're getting a lot of competition for him, but we got a big bar of influence going towards him, so we'll see where that can lead to. Andre Bullitt has shot up to first place over UCLA, so we're seeing if we can bring him in. And for Antoine Root, he's in second place, so putting him on a week 3 visit, and then we're seeing if anything can open up for his hard or soft sells, but just not enough information at the current moment. Marquez Jones is in third place, but we are going to try the soft sell strategy just to see if that can open up what his hard sell is. David Meadows looks like kind of a long shot here, but we're just going to keep the points in and see what happens. However, for John McKillop, we are in first place for him, so we're putting him on a week 2 visit just to get an extra boost this week. As for the centers, Alabama looks to be running away with Callum Jones, but for Ian Bullocks, we're in first place and nobody else is offering him, so I think we're just going to stick with him and take Callum off the board. Moving forward another week, Carlos Nestor is in solid first place for us now, and we got him on a week 4 visit, so we're just hoping Clemson doesn't close the gap. Cedric Stranad, we're in a close battle for him, so he's on a week 4 visit, and we also figured out his hard sell. For Andre Bullitt, we're putting him on a week 4 visit and using the double soft sell strategy to try to pull out that information. Antoine Root, Notre Dame took a huge lead on him, but we have him on a visit this week, and we're going to try this hard sell just because he has another one that could be possible, but basically if it's not this one, then we're not going to win him anyway, so we're just going to try and see what happens. For Marquez Jones, we're also going to put him on a week 3 visit, and the double soft sell strategy helped us find his hard sells, so we're hoping to see if we can get a big boost to get past Alabama. Unfortunately, we are going to have to give up on David Meadows because there's not really a lot we can do here. But John McKillop is in first place, and we are getting him on a double soft sell strategy as well. And Ian Bullocks is in first place, and we're having him on a week 4 visit, and we have his hard sell. And wide receiver John McKillop will become a Peteytown Piranha. Entering the final week, Carlos Nestor is in a recruiting battle with Clemson and us, and we have him on our week 4 visit, but we're going to see if anything can help us as his playing time grade has gone down the tubes as he recognizes he's a senior, and that playing time grade usually tanks after that. For Cedric Stranad, we're within a razor-thin margin with Florida for him, and we got him on the visit, so we're really hoping that we can go over the edge. Andre Bullitt, we're in first place, and we got the hard sell, so feeling good about getting him. Unfortunately for Antoine Root, we tried our best, but Notre Dame got him. We are also in first place for Marquez Jones, but that week 3 visit didn't do a lot of work there, so we're kind of just praying at this point. And Ian Bullocks also has that playing time thing, but I think we're in a good enough lead where we're not going to lose him to Texas. So the Peteytown Piranhas are adding left edge Andre Bullitt to the team, so he's going to be a welcome addition off the edge. Also welcoming high schooler 5-star Elijah Addison to the team. Left tackle Carlos Nestor did in fact join us, so that's going to bolster our offensive line. And Ian Bullocks also joins the offensive line to man the middle. Cornerback Marquez Jones is joining the Piranhas to beef up our secondary. And Cedric Stranad is joining the Piranhas defensive back room, so he's going to add some incredible athleticism there. Now it's time to see the dev traits for the guys we got through the transfer portal. Bruce Tolbert, the free safety out of high school, is going to be elite development, so you'll love to see that. And then wide receiver John McKillop is just normal. Then halfback Elijah Addison is impact, so at least it's not normal, but he's got some good base stats, so I feel pretty good with him. Then left tackle Carlos Nestor is only normal, but I mean he's got solid enough things where we can work with him. And then Cedric Stranad, the cornerback, is a star, so that athleticism really shining through, and we're going to be able to work with him, and he's only going to be a junior, so we'll have him for a couple of seasons. And left edge Andre Bullitt with that outstanding athleticism is an elite dev guy, so very happy to see that. And then Marquez Jones is impact, and Ian Bullocks is also impact. This recruiting class ended up being number 2 behind Georgia, and we ended up with 5 5-stars, 16 4-stars, and 5 3-stars. After his nice season with us, DeAndre Hepburn has upgraded to a star dev, and Justice Vandermeid has upgraded to impact, and Nick Cummins has upgraded to impact. For our quarterback, Nate Myers, we've gotten him up to a 94 overall, and we did that by maxing out his accuracy and then dumping the rest into his IQ, so he's up to 88 awareness. The man leading our receiving core next season will be Jeff Klutz, as he's coming off an injury, and he's already maxed out his quickness and hands before, but this offseason we maxed out his route running, so he's just going to be getting open all over the place on the field, I think. For Nick Cummins, he's up to an 87 overall now, and we did that by maxing out his speed to be 93 speed and 91 acceleration. We also boosted up his route running to be very, very good, and we also boosted his cutter ability up to gold. Transfer wide receiver John McKillop got up to an 85 overall after we did work on his quickness and his route running. For tight end Alex Payne, he's up to an 80 overall, and he did a lot of work on his route running as he's maxed out in that area now. And we also got him gold cutter and silver sure hands. Very glad we were able to bring in center Ian Bullocks in the transfer portal, because he's going to be a very good addition in the middle, as we got his awareness up to 85 and his run blocking is maxed. I believe his pass blocking was also maxed out already. Then we went into power a little bit, and then we maxed out his quickness, so he's just going to be an absolute beast in the run game for us. And we got his gold strong grip and gold option shield. Switching to defense now, Andre Bullitt was also a great addition for the defensive line, and he's still a junior, so we can even boost him up more in his senior season. But for right now, his power moves are almost maxed out. They're up to 85. His power is maxed out, and his quickness is maxed out, so he's just going to be an absolute athletic freak coming off the edge for us. After coming off a 10 interception season, Eric Gooden is even better, as he's a 91 overall, and we got his IQ up to 82 and his play rec to 86, and his quickness is now at 94 speed and 95 acceleration. And then we boosted up his pass coverage so that he has 92 zone coverage. And then we went over to the abilities, and he has Platinum Robber. Sean Leonhardt's an interesting case. He's at an 87 overall, and I don't want him to get drafted just yet, so I just focused on his abilities, and we were able to do quite a bit with those. I was surprised, but we got Platinum Wrap-Up, Platinum Blow-Up, and Gold Hammer, so I think he's really going to make the most of the ratings he does have at the moment, even though we didn't really improve anything. For Gio Arma, he already had his man coverage, zone coverage, and quickness maxed out, so this go around we just dumped a lot into his run stopping, which actually got him to a 91 overall from an 87 overall, so at least he went up in overall, and then we boosted his hands. Zach McGarrigle's kind of in the same situation as Sean Leonhardt, where I just dumped most of the things into his abilities, and I was trying to keep him at the 86 overall, and I did that by getting his catching up to 83, and that allowed me to get Platinum House Call. Marquez Jones now has maxed out man coverage, and we did a little more boost to his zone coverage, so he's just going to be a solid overall guy for us at a 90 overall. So very exciting development here as George Emmanuel is going to reach the 99 overall club. It's the first time we've had a player go into a season as a 99 overall. We had Pete Manning reach it eventually at the end of his senior season, but this is the first time we've had a guy going into a season with 99 overall, and we got there by maxing out his zone coverage to 99s across the board there, and he always has been fast, so that just came with that territory. But then over on the abilities, we got his ball hawk up to gold, and he already had the Platinum House Call and Robber, so I think he's just going to be a tremendous leader for us in the back end on the defense. As I mentioned before, we did get that Big 12 championship win, so we are moving on up to the ACC conference, and we already have some rivals here with Miami and Pitt and Syracuse, so it'll be an exciting time in this conference, however long it lasts for us. So taking a look back at the season, we ended up being 15-1, and stepping into a power conference in the Big 12 this season, I was curious to see how we would handle it, and we handled it by going undefeated in conference play and being undefeated all the way through to the national championship. So proud about that for the team. Just, that play at the end of the game there by our offense is going to stick with us for a while, I think. Just you're in position to really take home the national championship, and through just a mistake there, just get that opportunity taken away from you. So I'm just, hoping that we can rebound after that, put together a good season next year in the ACC, and see what we can do, and hopefully get back to that national championship game, because we've tasted it twice now and haven't come away with a victory. So really hoping the Peteytown Piranhas can take it home. I'll see you guys in the next video.